This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, "The Democrat Party Implodes." As the 2020 political campaign intensifies, we are witnessing some rather strange phenomena. For example, the Democrat-controlled House Judiciary Committee struck out with the Mueller investigation, but they are still bent on pursuing presidential impeachment, even though there is no evidence to support it. This is being done to placate the far-left Democrats, not moderates, who are weary of such shenanigans and want to see the Congress tackle legitimate problems. In a nutshell, the committee investigation is for show only, as the Democrats know they cannot possibly impeach the president, as it will not pass the Republican-controlled Senate. But they want to keep their base in line for the coming election by demonstrating their hatred for Mr. Trump. Left-wing Democrats in Congress are also at odds with moderates of their own party. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is having trouble keeping the radical newcomers in line. Some of these people are openly undermining members of their own party for political purposes. For example, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York recently threw her support to a progressive congressional candidate in Illinois instead of incumbent Representative Dan Lipinski, a moderate Democrat. The message is clear. The far left wants the moderates out. In the presidential race, far-left Democrats are desperately trying to push moderate candidate Vice President Joe Biden out of the race, not just because he's currently the front runner, but because he is not a uber-liberal. There's a very good chance this will happen, and I believe a far-left candidate will get the nod instead. As I keep saying to my old Democrat friends, this is no longer your father's party. It is not the party of Kennedy, LBJ, Carter, and the Clintons. As liberal as these people seemed at the time, they are considered conservative by today's standards. Instead, it has morphed into the far left, who have seized control of the party with encouragement from the media. What we are watching is actually quite fascinating, as it ultimately represents the death roll of the Democrats. The party is hopelessly fractured, and as a result, we will likely see a new party emerge following the election, either a far-left version or a moderate. As the far-left wrestles away control from the moderates, they will likely lose the support of traditional Democrats who will stay home Election Day. They may not be able to bring themselves to vote for Mr. Trump, but they also cannot stomach the zaniness of the far left. This division means one thing. Mr. Trump will run away with the election. Whoever the Democrat candidate becomes, Mr. Trump will trounce the person on the debate stage, particularly when it comes to economics, which the Democrats are trying to offset by claiming a fake recession is in the offing. Bottom line, Mr. Trump will do just fine. But what about congressional Republicans? If they abandon the president, they will be the ones taking the risk, not the president. One thing is clear. The Democrats offer no platform other than socialism and Trump bashing, believing this will carry them to victory next year. The only thing they have successfully created is a hysteria to comfort their supporters and terrorize the general public, all of which denotes their desperation. It is no longer about issues, it's about panic. The American public, however, is tired of the hateful histrionics and desperately wants to see the country tackle real problems, thus presenting the Republicans with a golden opportunity, namely a new contract with America. The first contract with America was written back in 1994 by Republican Representatives Newt Gingrich and Dick Armey. It was positive and upbeat, and the public took notice, thereby allowing the GOP to finally retake the House, under a Democrat president, no less, Bill Clinton. To their credit, they followed the contract and made sweeping reforms. This is just the type of thing necessary for the Republicans to take back the House and secure their position in the Senate. If they were to introduce a new contract, it would go a long way to reinstilling confidence in the party. We do not lack for areas to address in a new contract: immigration, health care, infrastructure, lobbying reform, term limits, reducing the debt, election reform, energy and environment, all come to mind immediately. This would show true initiative, something the Democrats are incapable of producing at this time. They only want oddball things to secure their control over the government, such as eliminating the Electoral College, changing the number and tenure of Supreme Court justices, lowering the voting age to 16, giving illegal immigrants the right to vote and massive entitlements, and the New Green Deal, also known as the Socialist Manifesto. To make a new contract, though, requires leadership, a la Newt Gingrich. But I am afraid I do not see this person in the Republican House ranks, except possibly coming from the House Freedom Caucus. A new contract is nice, but new Republican leadership is needed to make it happen. Milquetoast candidates need not apply. Again, a new contract for America is a golden opportunity to retake the Congress and actually do some good for the country. Let the Democrats desperately squawk about President Trump all they want. While they turn the country off doing this, the Republicans could create a contract with substantial legislation. The far left will not be interested, but most of America certainly will, at least those who want to see our Congress return to work. Should the Republicans fail to produce such a compact, they will be admitting they are nothing more than a part of the Washington establishment and don't deserve our votes. Friends, keep the faith. This is Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.